Yo, yo.
You drinking more whiskey and orange juice?
Huh?
You drinking more whiskey and orange juice?
No whiskey, just orange juice. I just had a fix for some juice, man. I drink water so much,
Yeah,
Sometimes you
so do
just
I.
kind of. I think I almost drank, honestly, like 2 gallons a day. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 37 of the What's Packin' Sports Show. I'm your host, Godchild, the first of his name. And I'm joined once again this week by the wonderful, philanthropic, great guy that he is, Tom from the Green Bay House.
I'm all right.
He's all right, man. He's an all right guy. He's not a great guy. He's an all right guy. I like, see,
I'm all
that's how
right.
great of a guy he is. He's even playing. He's like, I'm not that special. Okay. Man, look, we episode 37. Wow, man, 37. That is kind of I don't know, a little bit of an accomplishment. Maybe 50 is like a more of an accomplishment. 100 is a real accomplishment, but I mean 37, man, that's like 37 weeks. That's almost a year. That's like halfway, more than halfway to a whole year's worth of episodes. So, not gonna break our arms patting ourselves on the back, but just like, wow, it started from
I think
nothing.
we should retire after 100, so there's a finality to it
Yeah,
all.
99. Yeah, we don't have it.
Actually, 99.
It'll be retired after 99. We all know who 99 will be, but what we have, 99 right there. That'll be it. All right, then we'll just retire the show and recreate something else. It's actually not a bad idea. Just give it a nice 99 episode run and then just rebrand it into something new, all new.
Yep.
Anyways, little foreshadowing maybe. Okay, man, episode 37. I mean, I'm going with Sam Shields. I mean, that's like
He's the only one I could really
it
think
is a
of.
good 37, yeah.
He was the only one I could think of,
Yeah, man.
to be honest.
But honestly, I said this last time and I was like, I want to do some research and like have a couple of guys and maybe get some stats or
Josh
something.
Jackson?
Ooh, oh man, Josh Jackson. Don't remind me. He did a disservice to the 37, honestly.
Yeah.
Man, undrafted. Sam Shields out of Miami, running off fast. What does lanky ass, long lanky arms. He was a good athlete though, man. He was a good athlete. Speaking of the 2010 Super Bowl championship team, in a sense, did you see Morgan Burnett officially retired as a Packer today or yesterday or something like that? Had a little press conference.
Did.
I thought that was pretty cool, man. Congratulations, Mr. Burnett, retiring as a Packer.
Yep. Oh, we forgot a big one. Tyrone Williams.
Tyrone Williams, number 13.
Baller.
Trey 7.
Plus Mark Murphy.
Mark Murphy was 37?
Mark Murphy for the Packers.
What? No, not Murph Dog.
Not Murph Dog.
No, okay.
Different Murph Dog.
A different Murphy. An undercover Murphy.
Isn't that something?
The non-ginger Murphy. Did you notice that there was a player in the preseason rocking number 5? We were talking about that.
I know.
And then it happened. It happened again. There was a guy in the preseason wearing number 5. I don't know if he made the team or not, but there was definitely a guy wearing.
Cut him.
They cut him. See that? I feel like that's the death curse. That's how you know you're definitely gonna get cut. If they put you in Paul Hornung, you're not gonna make it because they're not gonna ever let anyone wear Paul Hornung's number.
For sure. Yeah, 100%.
Damn, that's low key. Like, I'm gonna try to push that as the rumor. See, those are the kind of questions they need to be asking. I feel like sometimes I watch these interviews and the questions that they ask are like, it doesn't matter what year it is or who they're talking about. It's like it's always going to be the same fucking answer from Rodgers or the head coach or the GM.
Mm-hmm.
Like, tell us what's some of the challenges of guys undrafted guys. Well, our process is this and that. And It's like, dog, like y'all ask the same shit. Or Rodgers, what do you how do you feel about your receiver room? What the fuck you think's gonna say? Actually, it sucks. You know, guys are dropping passes. I'm not confident at all. I have zero confidence in these guys. Randall, he's had a couple of good practices, but I'm a little disappointed in him. Sammy's been turning it on the last couple of days. Allen, he's it's like, what do you think he's gonna say? He's like, you're not gonna get a real answer from him. He's just gonna say, I like the guys. I'm confident. Clearly he says that shit every year, and then we go out and we see he's stuffing it down Devontae's throat for fucking, 30 catches a game, whatever. So
I don't know, man. There's something about their whole vibe that's annoying to me. I hate to say it, but I just, when I look at that landscape, it's just not something that's like very attractive to me. It's like this arrogance of covering the Packers, getting the access.
I think that's any guy though, right? That's probably like team. Yeah, that's probably, and that's what Morgan Burnett called it. He said this is the greatest sports franchise. And you know what? He might not be wrong, man. He's not probably be wrong. Right. There's definitely some teams that can give it a run, especially like, the Yankees are like older and shit like that. But it's like,
yep.
It's like, man, Packers, they kind of got a lot going on for them, man. There's pretty a lot. It's pretty amazing organization here. But yeah, I think maybe it is just that with the reporters, like, yeah, I get to cover the Packers, but I feel like it's probably that way with guys just in general because, yeah, they have the access. Whenever you can control the access to something else and the way and how people can digest something or get their hands on it, that's gonna make you kind of makes you kind of powerful,
I'll tell you one thing: the Green Bay news reporters are very nice.
Okay.
And I know a lot of them cover the Packers every day, and they're super cool. I chit chatted with somebody from CBS, the Press Gazette, like the photographer. Super cool. Another girl who I think she just does sports for another station. Maybe it's Fox. I can't remember. But they like, are pretty cool people. The beat writers, though, it's almost like
a whole different.
Is there like a different vibe between the journalists and the TV personalities? I don't know.
But man,
you never know.
Let's what? Huh?
Nothing.
No, let's transition, man. We have a lot to talk about, man. Packers, 53-man roster. I mean, there's the last preseason game. I don't know if you got a chance to watch that at all, or
intently.
Give your thoughts. Some surprises there. I don't know. Did you want to do the 5 things? Did you have 5 things for this? I mean, we're going to be. I mean, I'm kicking it up for sure. I mean, every week during the regular season because all those games matter. But I wasn't gonna be super strict and be like, we have to do it every week if you didn't do it this week. For the preseason.
I did not do it this week.
Okay.
But I had some general thoughts.
Just some general thoughts. That's cool, man, because honestly, like, I did it, but I kind of did it half-assed because I was so disappointed. I was really disappointed, man. They did not come out and look how I thought they were going to look or how I hoped. So I was disappointed in the overall product, especially in the first half with Jordan Love out there. I feel like Jordan Love, he took kind of a step back in a sense where it's like in the first 2 games, I like the fact that he was just letting it rip. In the time after time, LaFleur has spoken about this, and I think it's a very appreciated element of like quarterbacking. It's I don't know if it's quite a skill, but it's definitely a preference, and he was just letting it rip. He threw some picks, and he threw some. Sometimes it wasn't even like, yeah, it was a bad ball, like it was at the dirt or it was behind the guy or whatever, or yeah, it got tipped or something. But I was looking at the big picture, which is like he's letting it rip. He's in rhythm. He's not overthinking it. And he's not taking it for what more than what it is. It's practice. This is when you need to, like, make the mistakes and do the things. And it's preseason. Like, it's best to do it now. Yeah, it sucks because people are going to write shitty articles about you and question you and all this other kind of stuff and say, he's not developing. But, I mean, if you can just tune all that bullshit out, this is really what the time is for, is to make those mistakes. So, but I didn't see that from him in the third preseason game. It seemed like to me he was like thinking about it a little bit more, and that kind of disappointed me. And some of the play calls was just a little wonky, I thought. You know, just as far as like my initial not response, like just kind of there thinking about, reflecting on what I saw from Jordan Love. I'd be interested to hear what you thought about just him specifically to like start out.
Yeah, I didn't think he was terrible.
No, not terrible, but just different.
I thought he started off a little rough, but you know, he went right down the field, and you know, they had a couple guys. I thought he made some good throws.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, you know, Winfrey and Dobbs had some nice plays, and you know, I thought he kind of answered back to get them right down the field again,
for sure,
and put them in a pretty good spot. So,
but after that, it was like slim pickings, though, man. Like I'm looking, I wrote it down. I mean, that was a nice, like you said, that was a nice little response drive to make it 10-10.
Now, how much of the first team defense was still even in the game at that stage? Do you know? It was.
I don't know if it's honestly any.
I doubt they were. Probably not. Right.
No, I'm not thinking more so about the defense. I was just saying, like, offensively, I thought that, you know, now maybe it was just the Chiefs were just playing really well, and I think they did play really well defensively. But, I mean, there was the interception and some other things. Like, you know, I just thought I feel like the energy or something seemed to shift. Something just seemed a little bit different from the first two games. And maybe that's just because it's the third game. You know, the season's about to start. Guys are kind of like, you know, maybe some guys feel like they knew they were already on the team. I don't know. Maybe it's just my perception.
Yeah.
But it just not bad. Just not as fluid, I felt like, as the first two games, which was a little kind of a scratcher, because like why would you backtrack after two games of you know? So, but it's ultimately it's the preseason, man, and it's really, really hard to judge these things ultimately. So, but any other thoughts on the game besides or the roster or the team? I mean, we're gonna get into this 53, but any other thoughts on it before we move on, like just in general?
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. I mean, special teams still did not look good.
Nope. Didn't.
You know, it was really bad. I mean, you know, I was going to take some notes on that in the moment, and it was like I didn't, but I remember thinking, this is rough. I think I might have even sent you a message about that, you know, Friday night during the game.
No, but I don't think you did, but I was surprised you didn't. Okay. I don't think you did, but I was actually thinking to myself, like, I was surprised you did. Or maybe you did. Maybe you did. I don't know, man.
I sent you maybe a note about Goodson and Patrick Taylor, because they did look good.
No, yeah, I mean that's interesting, because I mean, if I was gonna say I had a standout, one of my guys was Goodson. I really like this Goodson dude.
Yeah,
I did see that they've already signed him to the practice squad, which is good news. But
and Patrick Taylor and
Jamal Winfrey. We're gonna saving this for after this, but that since it came up, those are the three people that got cut that we had seen on the practice squad. So I was like, okay, it's glad that they cleared and they got a chance to stay with the team, because Rogers, I think, talked about it, and maybe even Gutekunst, he said it's not like a 53, it's like a 69 or something like that, man, roster or some shit. So it's like, I kind of like that mentality, and I like the fact that we have those guys, because I think, initially though, when you looked at it, it was like, really, you're only going to keep two running backs? Like, I understand they're really good, but it's like, damn.
I guess you can activate and probably deactivate guys from the practice squad.
Yeah.
But can you do that as often as you want?
I think they've made it easier. I think that's the point. They've kind of made it easier. Now, there still might be Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what their plan is, but I mean they have one, which is good.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have injuries. I mean, a
Yeah,
lot of those guys are gonna get an opportunity.
some nicks and knacks and
I
bangs up.
Yeah, I was really happy that Micah Abernathy at least got signed back. I thought he made the team for a minute. There was a report that he actually made the 53. Then he was released. Then he was signed in the practice squad. Then I saw again that he might have been released, and then just like a couple hours ago, he was signed again. So I don't know what was going on there.
Mm.
It was kind of wild. But
Yeah,
I thought your
Abernathy.
boy,
Yeah,
great value Slayton, I thought also made the team originally, but he signed to the practice squad.
right.
So Chris Slayton is practice squad, and then Winfrey and I think it's kind of a head scratcher at first because if they were going to take 7 wide receivers, I would have thought for sure
Winfrey.
Juwan Winfrey would have got the 7th spot from what we
Yeah.
saw all preseason. I just thought he looked a lot better. He made some really nice plays. Yeah, he had a lot of play time, and he stood out. I would say, not equally as Dobbs, but I would say that was like a nice little 1-2 preseason punch they had going on there.
I
And so
like
I
that
don't
way he
know.
put
I
that
don't
1-2
really,
little preseason
yeah.
punch, a little pre-pack. Yeah, it was a nice little.
So, I don't know what they're going to do there. That's going to be interesting. And I guess how often it could have been a special teams decision to be out because how often is the 7th guy even going to get on the field at this point? But I think the wide receiver running back situation was definitely a case where they knew they were going to play Amari Rodgers in the backfield a lot this
Yeah,
year.
they mentioned that. I don't know if you saw this or not, but that was mentioned. That was mentioned by somebody who makes those decisions. That like they were thinking like, hey, because I watched both of those
Debo.
interviews right back to back, so I kind of remember if it was LaFleur or, but I guess it was Gutekunst, and I think he said, yeah, looking at, and that was someone else who I stood out. I mean, because there was like that drive where they scored. It was like Amari Rodgers had ran the ball a couple of times. So I was like, okay, they're definitely going to be doing that more in the season, handing him the ball.
He looked good.
He looked good at doing it. I still don't think he looks that good on the special fence, special fence, but on T fence, he should call it T fence for like teams fence. I like T fence a little bit better than we fence, but I don't know about it's kind of like a combination of the both special teams and a different kind of fence. Anyways, T fence, we fence. Special teams, whatever, that other the redheaded stepchild of the fucking team, essentially. I don't think he's looked that good. Amari Rodgers returning kicks and shit like that. So, but he has looked really good in his role as receiver. And Gutekunst said that this time around they did factor that into like almost every decision. It's like, okay, we like this guy here, but can he play special teams? And so that's interesting because some of the positions, like, okay, really, that dude played better special teams, or like, I know you didn't do that. I know you're not doing that for every single position because there's some people you're like, you're not putting on special teams. But I mean, a guy like Goodson, I'm surprised. Even still, he must have been really shitty at special teams if he wasn't able to make the initial 53, because I thought he really stood out on tape, to me.
His special teams look pretty terrible.
Right, and then that's the thing. Like, special teams didn't even look that good for you guys to be so heavily like scrutinizing guys over it. Like, it didn't even look that good. So I don't know, man. Yeah, I think it's a interest. I mean, and they talked about it at length, how much of an emphasis they put on special teams. So I don't know, man. Maybe they also have a game planning and like a setting things up a certain way. Like maybe they were holding some shit back too. Like offense and defense.
Now homeboy punter blasting that ball 80 yards across the field. I think he kicked it from the end zone and kicked it down to the 20.
It's like, you talking about the Chiefs punter, the punt guy?
No, our punter.
Oh, but it was a couple of punts. I think the Chiefs dude had the 80-yarder, and then we had like a 60-something yarder.
He bombed one pretty far, but I think in today's NFL, it is so inexcusable to give up a punt or a kickoff return up to midfield. I mean, it's just there's no way it could.
Why do you say that?
happen.
Why do you say that?
First off, I mean the kickoff game has been modified over the years to basically eliminate kickoff return.
No, honestly, I think it's made it, but I feel like they've made it more exciting in the sense that it's actually, I think it's easier now. They've tried to make it safer for the guy catching the ball, and at the same time making it safer for him and giving him a bit of a cushion and whatever, and not letting guys get a running start and all that kind of shit. They haven't really tried to eliminate it, but they have made it a more kind of a, like, if you really do it, you're kind of like not taking the highest percentage play all the time sometimes. But it's kind of worth the risk and the reward. And I think it's kind of made it a little bit safer for guys to make returns, in my opinion.
I'll have to look this up.
Okay.
Number of kickoff returns for touchdowns by season would be interesting. I bet it's radically declined.
I mean, I think it's declined because they've incentivized, they've made it easier for the touchback. But I'm saying, like, on average, I feel like there's probably less guys returning the kicks and shit now. But I feel like it's probably, like, I don't want to say easier, but it's safer. So I mean, when you that gives you a little bit more comfort. That gives you a little bit more. They've made it better for him to opt to actually do the play because you don't have guys breathing down on you as quickly. So you can actually, like, things can actually get set up a little bit better. You can actually, like, look at what you're doing a little bit better. You don't have to immediately. I don't know, like. It's kind of hard to explain exactly what I'm trying to say, but I'm sure they've gone down. But I just think overall, it's better conditions now for, like, actually, like, returning the kick.
You think so?
I do.
I think it's worse.
I think it's better. Yeah. Why would it be worse to fix?
Listen to this statistic real quick.
All right, I'm listening.
In 2020, the league set a record for touchback percentage at 61%, which means 3 out of every 5 kickoffs resulted in a touchback. Compare this to 2003, when only 7% of all kickoffs resulted in a touchback.
What?
That's
okay,
right.
Okay. But how has the scoring changed?
I'm gonna have to look into it more.
That's some real fucking deep diving.
That's a real statistic right there.
No, that's an interesting statistic.
61.
Yeah, 7%. Yeah, that's insane. Honestly, that's insane. 7%. That's crazy. Only 7% of the time. Wow, 93% of the time they was taking that thing out, man.
I know. Think about that.
That's wild. Yeah. Yeah, man. Eventually, maybe they will get rid of it. I don't know, and they just do this, like, 4th down play where you just try to throw it for 25 yards or something like that. I wouldn't be so opposed to it, but I do think it is it would be a travesty, a small travesty, to just completely eliminate a portion of the game. That, like,
yeah, they can't do that. I don't like that either. I agree with you.
That
would be a shame.
Man. It's like no more kickoff and punt. Like, damn, that would be wild.
That'd be a shame.
Like, that's a whole element to the game. Like, you really, like, this motherfucker's really kicking the shit out the ball. Okay, look. So where did you see the roster? Like, where did you go to get the official roster? Because, like, I got a couple of different ones up. Like, for some reason, the one on the Packers.com. Like, it's showing Juwan Winfrey as, like, the second team. So I don't know what the fuck with that. And then I go into the Packers. I go to CBSSports.com, and this one seems a little bit more accurate. It doesn't have Javon Renfrey on there, but then they have Kylan Hill. Is Kylan Hill still on the team? He's just on the pup or whatever.
Yeah, pup list.
Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so Jones. Okay, so this says what I'm saying. How can the CBS Sports depth chart be more accurate than the fucking Packers.com depth chart? Like,
do we just go position by position?
yeah, man. Well, this the way they have it on this CBS one, it just goes like offense then defense, and it starts out with quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, of course, no surprises here. Aaron Rodgers, the starter, second string Jordan Love. I mean,
no surprise.
Etling has some wheels, man. So I don't know. I don't know if Etling's in the practice squad or if he'll have an opportunity to maybe be on someone else's practice squad or backup, or just he might just kind of sit at home and just maybe wait for some crazy shit to happen. But I wonder what your boy's doing. What's that the other backup quarterback that everyone was so in fucking Ben Kirk? He was in love with his ass.
Oh,
Ben Kirk. Okay, here we go. Now we drop down to the next. Were you a Ben Kirk fan?
No, I wasn't. He was fine. Whatever.
Okay. So
people loved him on Twitter and stuff.
Because he was really hamming it up for the people. He was hamming it up, man. He was really like I said, he knew he was going to get cut. He was just trying to sow his oats as deep as he could into these Green Bay Packers organization.
He was clever.
Yeah, he's definitely smart.
He was clever.
Definitely smart. He could maybe parlay that into a fucking little local radio station gig or some shit like that. Running backs: Aaron Jones, starter; A.J. Dillon, second string; Kylan Hill, third string, and then we already mentioned some of the people that was on the practice squad. I tell you what, man, based off the conversations that I heard Gutekunst's having, based on what I've seen in the preseason, this is going to be a really dynamic 1-2 punch. There's going to be a lot of. Rodgers was talking about how A.J. Dillon on this one scoring drive in the 2-minute caught a bunch of passes out the backfield. It's sounding like your wet dream coming to fruition.
I love it.
Where these guys might be in the backfield together, a lot of different formations, catching the pass, catching the ball. And I got my live NFL. I got my live fan. I did finally I found one fantasy thing to join. The draft is tomorrow, 6 p.m. I will be streaming it live on Twitch. As I've been doing some mocks and stuff like that. But I'm telling you what, man, A.J. Dillon might be a steal. He might be one of the steals of the fantasy season. I've definitely got my eye on him. One of the underrated things about fantasy football is that you really, once you kind of start to get into the weeds of it, is and this is the thing I'm looking at now, whereas the last couple of years I wasn't always looking at this, but I'm planning my roster also around the bye week. You got to be kind of cognizant of that, because the worst thing in the world in fantasy, aside from an injury, of course, is having 3 of your studs all have bye weeks on the same bye. You're like, damn, my quarterback, one of my number one receivers, and my top running back or top tight end or something all have bye weeks, and one of my flex players
See, I don't know if that's such a bad thing, to be honest.
When you have nothing else behind it, it is bad.
But then you just get it over with. Maybe you get lucky. And then you don't have to deal with oh man, now one of my good guys is out every week for 3 weeks in a row.
I feel you, but I'm just saying, it really kind of depends on when that happens, man. If it happens to you at the wrong time in a critical matchup and you need that shit to make it to the playoffs, you're not gonna feel that way.
I just try not to pick dudes from the same team.
That's what I feel
like that's dicey. When you got to depend on Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, that's just too much eggs in one basket for me.
It depends. I would rather take Derek Carr. If I had to do it, I would say in situations there's some situations okay, Like I know, like really early on, like handcuffing guys was a big thing. I feel like people don't really do it so much anymore, but I feel like in a situation with like in Cleveland, I think like if you could get both of those guys, you can just probably start them every week. One at the flex, one at the RB1. Or maybe
Interesting.
even in Green Bay, honestly, I feel like you can just start Jones and Dylan every week if you have both of them. I think you can just start them every single week. Yeah, one week maybe somebody's gonna be up and down, but there's gonna be some. I think there's gonna be a couple weeks where they both go crazy. Where they both might have like 2 touchdowns apiece and 150 yards from scrimmage apiece or some crazy shit or more. You know, like who knows, man? Jones has had 4 touchdown games. Now, Adams is in there, so maybe Jones has another 4 touchdowns. Then maybe Dylan has a couple of scores on the goal line. It's like anything's possible, man. Anything's possible. So, okay.
No, I agree.
You
I
agree?
agree. I love these guys.
Want to just ditto.
Everybody knows.
Stamp it. Okay.
Everybody knows how much I love these guys.
Wide receiver. We have Lazard at the starter. Sammy Watkins, who Rodgers was praising a lot, this ladies' locker room. And then you have Randall Cobb, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, Amari Rodgers, and Samori Toure. I don't know if that's in like alphabetical. I don't know what the fuck kind of order that's in. But I mean, if that's true, I would find it hard to believe that Watson would be above all those other guys with only like one, with no game or hardly any practice under his belt. So maybe they're just putting it on there however they put it on there. But Lazard is you think Lazard is the clear cut number 1, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And then Watkins.
Not even a question.
Not even a question. Lazard. I mean,
I don't know if I love the Watkins Cobb 2-3. I mean, that to me just seems like pandering to the veterans a little bit on the depth chart. Are you to tell me those are really the top 3 guys in this offense?
You give Sammy kind of the benefit of the doubt, maybe because he's a 8. I don't even know how long. Sammy Watkins is one of those guys that seems like he's been in the league forever, but he's actually like not even 30 years old, I think. So maybe he's a 5 or 6 year veteran or some shit. Which that gives him a advantage over literally everyone on this roster except for Randall Cobb. So just as far as practicing a certain way, knowing what questions to ask, knowing how to get on Rodgers' good side, all that kind of shit. So it's like, but do I think Dobbs and Rodgers and Watson can catch him? Yeah, they damn well better be able to, in my opinion. So, I mean, I just think right now Sammy just has the advantage mentally. He can get in the playbook a little bit better. He's not. His mind isn't like Christian Watson is still just trying to adjust to the NFL, Romeo Dobbs is just trying to adjust to the NFL. Amari Rodgers, this is his 2nd year, so like Toure, I don't even know what the fuck, like undrafted or whatever. So him being over all those guys, yeah, that kind of makes sense at this point, because
For sure.
I think most of it is mental at this point. And Rodgers talks about that all the time. The mental mistakes, not repeating. I tell you what, I know Sammy Watkins isn't going to be the guy making multiple mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So he can get on all those other dudes.
Healthy.
But that's the thing, and that's the big caveat. Will he stay healthy? I'm surprised Toure snuck in there. I mean, that's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess they do usually try to keep 7.
That could be a special team situation for sure.
That's a special team.
We'll see.
Special team here, guy. Okay, tight end. Robert Tonyan. Robert Tonyan, Josiah DeGuara, Mercedes Lewis, and Tyler Davis. I'm really surprised Tyler Davis is still on this team.
Yeah, that was a surprising one.
Honestly, like I'd rather kick him off than keep a Goodson.
Yeah.
But I think it's like no really surprises there. Mercedes Lewis still hanging on he's got plot armor. Nothing can fucking hurt him because Rodgers is now, kind of hand of the king or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like He's having regular meetings with Goody in there just every day, just whatever. Probably just dropping in with his little fucking flask. So Goop, what we doing? What we got free agency starting next week. We got cut downs. Do you have a list for me that I can peruse so I can just kind of give you my circle some guys, highlight some people? I mean, I don't know what's going on. It's like a part of me is like, oh, Jesus, rolling my eyes. But then the part of me is like, you know what? Honestly, as critical and hard as I'm going to be on Rodgers, like, he is great. You know, he's talented. You know, I don't know. I mean, all these people ever talk about is his competitive nature and all of his shit. And I kind of believe it. But then I also have to believe, like, watching him, you know, shrink in these moments, in these major moments, is like, it's a fucking, it's like Jekyll and Hyde or some shit. But when you're that good, I do think you should have some say. You know, I do think there still needs to be some boundaries. And he even said that, hey, you know, there's still a hierarchy. I still understand my place, which is good. It's good that he still understands his place. But, you know, anyways, Mercedes Lewis, he's basically here until Rodgers retires. Okay, left tackle, Bakhtiari. Hey, look, man. Oh, what the fuck happened? What the fuck just happened? Where'd you go? We were doing the depth chart, and then you just disappeared on me, and that's why I started freaking out. I was saying, but good news that 69. He's off the pup, man. He's off the pup. Great. We never talked about that. He's off the pup.
Yeah, that's big time.
Oh, my man, Nerf. There we go. I couldn't see it at first. My man, Nerf 655. He's a subscriber. I appreciate you, man. But yeah, man. Both of them off the pup. So, you know, we were like super pessimistic. We were like, oh, he's done. He'll never play for the Packers again. We were all, I mean, you know, we were like super pessimistic. But here we are, man. He's off the pup. He's looking happy a little bit at his locker room. You know, Rodgers seems to kind of think it's possible he could be ready for week 1 even. So, I mean, I don't know.
Crazy. I can't believe that.
I don't believe that. I don't believe he's going to be week 1 ready. But, I mean, definitely this year, it sounds like, you know, they have him and Elton back. I mean, that makes things a lot easier. Offensive line, man. Offensive line looks good. I mean, how do you feel about that, man? Are you like, did you feel like a dirty fan for being so pessimistic, or are you just like, hey, it is what it is, man? Like,
everybody was panicking. Everybody was panicking about Bakhtiari. Feel guilty. I don't feel guilty for what I said.
I love it. You're owning that shit. Like, no, man, I could be as negative as I fucking want. A dude doesn't play for 2 years.
LaFleur was being all suspicious and shit about it. Snippy. Getting up there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
He was drunk sometimes. Honestly, I feel like he was drinking.
Yeah. I'm not a doctor. Well, no shit, you're not a doctor. Nobody expects you to be a doctor.
He was definitely a little snippy in his emotions. So, look, man. Yeah. Okay.
That's just day by day. Yeah, hopefully he'll be back.
Yeah, we thought he was going to be ready this time last year. That was my favorite one. That was like really like his like smoking a cigarette moment. Like, motherfucker, don't even get me started on this Bakhtiari shit.
So, and who knows? Who knows what's going on still?
No, I mean, taking him off the pup is a big, huge, like, indicator. You know, like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I expect him to be ready week 1, but taking him off the pup is definitely like, okay, now this is, I feel like that you're out of the woods, you know, so to speak, of setbacks and potentially having checkups every 3 days and make sure shit isn't changed.
I hope he is, man, all those, for
like,
his sake.
Probably, like, hopefully no more secret cleanup surgeries and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
secret cleanup.
Taking him off the pup, I think, signifies that the worst of this is behind us, and now we just have to get him to the point where he feels like comfortable. I think a lot of it is just mental. So, but I think taking him off the pup means the physical is all kind of clear. And just now, you just have to work on the mental. So good for him, man. Good for Elton. Good for the offensive line. Good for Rodgers. Good for everybody. I know that's just a big whoo-wee. he dodged the bullet on that one. That is like some fucking Neo in the Matrix. Really dodging a bullet on that. Even though honestly he got shot still the first time he did it, but we'll just overlook that. Left guard. I mean the line is pretty solid. Yeah, Bakhtiar. They put him out there as the starter. Josh Neidman. I feel good about him as a backup. You got John Runyon as your guard.
Royce, Josh Myers, they're all
Royce.
solid. It'll be a good line.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good line. Elton Jenkins, Zach Tom, Jake Hansen.
Yeah, you get Elton Jenkins back pretty soon. It'll be Josh Nyman is a great player.
I love Josh.
Player.
I love Josh. I was disappointed that he didn't get to start last year.
So I mean, they'll be okay.
Let's flip over to the defensive side of the ball. Defense, and I keep trying to like erase this dude from the team, but he's still here. Every time I think about him, Dean Lowry, I always say he's gone from the team, right? And God. I feel like you're like, yeah, he's still here though. He's at the left defensive end. He's the only guy at left defensive end. Then we have nose tackle Kenny Clark, Tadaro Slayton, Jonathan. I'm just being silly. Jonathan Ford, Jaron Reed, Devontae Wyatt, and at right defensive end. So that's interesting. Great, like you said, great value, Slayton.
No surprises.
He made it onto the practice squad. But Kenny Clark, Tadaro Slayton, Jonathan Ford, Jaron Reed, Devontae Wyatt. You gotta like that. That's a nice little inside. Plus Dean Lowry, Devondre Campbell, Quay Walker got the start. I feel like I didn't see a lot of Quay Walker in the preseason. I don't know if just because he wasn't out there, or when he was out there, if he was just still kind of get acclimated. But I mean, if they're putting him as the starter, I feel like he's earned it. I feel like Green Bay is definitely one of those places where they don't just put you out there if you haven't earned that shit. So I'll be excited to see what this full-fledged defense can do. Rashawn Gary, Tipa Galei or something, Preston, Jonathan Garvin, Kingsley Enagbare. That dude, number 55, he's wearing the Preston. He's wearing the new 55. He jumped out to me too in this last game, and just in general throughout the preseason, he's jumped out to me. Any thoughts on these guys on the defense so far? In the front seven?
Too surprising, I would say. I mean, yeah, Dean Lowry, I guess. Again, here we go again with this guy.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Rodgers kind of talked him up and said he's been getting better every year. But I'm honestly surprised he's survived. I really thought, with all look at all this new talent they brought in. I'm surprised he's survived this long.
Who do you think the starting, they're probably, starting D-line?
I mean, they're saying that Dean Lowry is this guy. They're saying Lowry is the only left defensive end. So he's starting. Then Kenny.
And Jaron
Reed. I think they put it out there how it's going to be. Now, how much rotation is going to? I feel like that depends on guys learning their assignments. Guys, I think I don't know if this probably is every team. Maybe not every team. I don't know, but the Packers seem like really big on look, man, you got to have the mental aspect down before we put you out there. We don't care if you can run through a wall and jump over a fucking building. Do you know what gap to be in? While you doing all that shit, do you know are you doing it in the right gap? Because if you don't, you just jump, and do some crazy freak shit in the wrong gap, they're gonna run right past you, or whatever the case may be. So, I think these young guys will have an opportunity to get some rotation, but it just depends on they're picking up the mental aspect of it. So yeah, Lowry. Look, like you said, look at it. All the starters are veterans, with the exception of Quay Walker, who they drafted in the first round, basically because they didn't have anyone else to play. They got McDuffie, they got Tippa, I'm sorry, Tippa is an outside linebacker. They got Chris Barnes and McDuffie. Barnes has been here a while. McDuffie, I don't think he's been here, but I feel like he's been in the league for maybe a little bit. But Quay is the lone rookie starter
Mhm.
on the defense.
I like that though. Put the young kid in there in a seasoned defense next to an All-Pro.
Yeah.
With Rashawn Gary and Preston Smith on the other side of that 3-4, that's a pretty solid linebacker crew.
That's better than solid, man.
They can
impressive.
They can insulate Quay if they need to.
Yeah.
They can find ways to not put him in bad spots. When you're playing with that kind of defense, I think that's the least of their concerns, frankly. But I think you'll see a lot of Leighton.
What's the least of their concerns? Having Quay out there.
Walker.
Yeah, just having him out there. Yeah, that might be the one spot where it's like, okay, maybe he doesn't have it all the way, but he has enough to be out there.
You hope he doesn't get in a bad situation where he has to, run with a big tight end or a running back down the field.
But he can do it though. He's got the skills to do it. Just like Campbell. Just like Campbell out there, man. Campbell's out there guarding people in the PB, getting PBUs and stuff. I think you can't hide him from that because that's why you drafted him, honestly. Because it's like, this is the new NFL is everybody's catching the ball. It's like the NBA. Everybody's shooting threes. You got fucking Joel Embiid taking shots, like legit. So, from behind the arc, not just 2-pointers and turn around, like taking legit threes. Everyone's passing the ball. Everyone's a target out the backfield or out the slot and up this seam and that seam. So it's like it's impossible to hide your linebackers from guarding tight ends and guys in the slot and running backs and shit. Like, it's going to happen. But that's why you just hope and pray. You draft this dude, he can run a 4.4, and he's 6 foot, whatever. He's got arms like a goddamn eagle's. Like, you just hope, okay, and we got a pass rush that's going to get there. We got a back end, secondary. Like, you don't have to be able to do this for a long time. You just got to be able to do it. Use your space, use your agility in space, and use those long arms to, bat that ball down.
He made a nice play in the Chiefs game. Ran a guy down in the flat.
Yeah, so, I think it's even him being young, he's not calling the plays. It'd be different if he was the starter. He is a starter, but it's still Devondre Campbell All-Pro going to be, with the green dot and putting everybody in position and probably really allowing Quay to just be a young, excited puppy out there just, running around, just biting at everything. And just, I would imagine
this defense is going to be sick though.
I know, but I don't want to hype it up too much, man. Cause it's like they still have to go out. They still have to go out and perform. So it's like, but yeah, it does.
What if they give up like 33 points to the Vikings?
Okay, but same thing happened. Same thing happened last year with the Saints, and where they end up, right in the playoffs with the #1 seed.
The defense was not looking great towards the end of the season last year, if you recall.
They looked great in the fucking playoffs. That's all I care about. They looked great in the playoffs.
They did, but it got worse and worse. Things definitely started to come off the rails a little bit. So I think I'm looking for a little bit of a different defense than what we saw towards the end of last year.
You definitely want to have. I want to see them be more dominant. It's like if you have a 24-3 lead, I feel like in the last couple of years they would give up some points and shit, and it end up being like 17-24. It's like, no, I need this defense. If you got a 24-3 lead, it's like, okay, maybe you can give up a touchdown like in the fourth quarter when the second stringers come in. But it's like when the starters in there, I need y'all to stay solid, man. I want to see that from them, but it definitely seems like I really don't see a weakness. I don't see a weakness.
Savage.
But it's
Good
like,
boy.
But that's your weakest link. If your weakest link is Darnell Savage, that says a lot about the strength of your team. That's my point. In the past, there was always 2 or 3 weak links that we could point to. I mean,
for sure, you're right about that.
It was like, oh my gosh, this guy, this guy. But now it's like, I mean, your weakest link is Darnell Savage. I mean, I guess maybe Dean
right.
Lowry. I mean, he's starting and shit, but I mean, like, really, I mean, he's just like a 1/3 of the whole. He's just like one little piece. So I mean, like, I don't really consider him like that much of a factor, but.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But even still, he's not a bum anymore. He's definitely. I mean, I agree with Rodgers. I mean, he's definitely improved. He definitely, when you just watch him, you can tell. So it's like, yeah, and it would be amazing to just be able to be like, man, we all thought it was going to be great, and then they go out, and it's like into the first 4 weeks, the Packers defense only giving up 13 points. You'd be like, what? And they're 4-0.
I know.
And they've got the number 1 pass defense in the NFL.
We got a game next weekend.
Bum, 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 bum. Da 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 da. Bum 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 bum. Da 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 da. Man.
And all this exciting broadcasting that's going to be happening. I mean, that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, man, we got some
this Thursday night football crew. We got
Monday night, Sunday
new
night.
Monday night football crew.
Yeah.
New Sunday night football.
Everybody's new. Every crew is new.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Every crew is new.
Manning cast.
Except for maybe the Sunday night. It's Sunday. I mean, not Sunday night. Even Sunday night is different, right?
Yeah, Tarico.
So yeah, Manning cast. I got ESPN Plus now too, so it's like I might be watching the Manning cast.
I just think
that whole family is funny, man. Have you seen the commercials with Cooper in there?
Yeah, they are funny. No, I haven't, but
I was like, damn.
Peyton's pretty hilarious.
No,
I will say that
they're really funny. Like,
but no, man, I'm ready to go. Let's get on with it.
Yeah,
get on with it.
Let's kick this ass, man. Let's kick this Vikings ass, right? Let's come out. But again, we talked about this, Tom. We talked about this. 13-3 and 13-4. It hasn't really done much for us. The Packers need to kind of get their ass kicked and get kind of underdogged, and they need to. So it's like it's hard. It's so hard to accept that sometimes. It's like, yeah, they come out and they take an L against the Vikings. It's gonna feel like shit, and people are gonna want to panic just like they did last year. Except I didn't panic.
It's a long season.
It's a long season,
man. It's a long season, and
they got dogged by New Orleans, though, man. Dogged by New Orleans opening week.
For sure.
People were freaking the fuck out. And they still
that was a bad one.
It was bad. And they still, I mean, defense looked terrible. Offense look, man, it was bad. I mean, freaking Jameis Winston had, 5 touchdowns or something crazy? It was bad. But guess what, man? They still ended up with 13 wins in the number 1 seed. But it hasn't served us. So maybe it'd be good for them to take 4 or 5 L's this year and in the division. Still win the division, but it's like get some challenge in the division, man.
It's going to be a tough year. It's going to be a tough year. I can feel it.
Man, I hope it's tough, but, pressure and diamonds and shit and, getting you ready for the playoffs, man. Playoff football is tough. That shit was tough last year. Even at home. So.
Oh yeah.
But look, man. Like you said, we got real football in 10 days, man. So it's gonna be a doozy. Look, anything else before we close the show, man? Russell Wilson got paid. Did you see that? $145 million guaranteed.
Good for him.
This motherfucker, I feel like it is like a good for him, but at the same time, I was like, dog, you haven't even thrown a pass for this new team. Like, what the fuck are they signing you to? Like, what is the valuation on this signing? Like, why did he? Why? I mean, he had money left in that deal. Like, why does he come here?
I'm done with Russell Wilson's act. I'm done with Russell Wilson's act.
You just don't like Russell Wilson. You just don't like Russell Wilson. I'm not that hard. I know people were kind of killing him because he was selling those like potion waters for a little bit and some other stuff, and I get it.
His shit is so played out. His shit is so played out.
Hey man, let's ride.
God,
let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's
Broncos country.
Let's ride. Let's ride. All right, look, man. Packer Nation, let's ride. We're going to ride this thing, man. We're going to keep riding this wave of positivity and support. We got 4 subscribers. We got the whole freaking season coming up. We're going to do tailgate crashing. It's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be great.
4 subscribers on the thing right now?
No, 4 subscribers to the channel. Just 1 viewer, though.
Oh, total. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
No, hey man, it's improvement. It's improvement.
I don't do this for the subscribes.
No, I feel you. No, yeah, you definitely don't do it for the subscribes. But I do. So there we have it. It's okay. You don't have to because I will for the both of us. And on that note, man, I'm your host, Godchild the First. That is my man Tom for the Green Bay House. This has been the What's Packin' Sports Show. Until the next show, go Pack, go. And remember, the Bears still suck.